Today we are going to talk about a fundamental shift happening in artificial intelligence. Now, usually when we talk about tech, we talk about speed. We talk about computers getting faster, processors getting stronger, and answers coming quicker. But this shift is different. We are talking about the deep think shift, often called System 2 thinking, and the new Gemini 3 deep think mode. Now, I know that sounds complicated. It sounds like jargon from a science fiction movie. But let me be clear. This isn't some alien concept. This is something you already do every single day. Here's the thing about how the human mind works. Psychologists, specifically a man named Daniel Kahneman, taught us that we have two distinct ways of thinking. Let's call them Gear 1 and Gear 2. Gear 1 is fast. It is automatic. It is intuitive. If you're driving down the street and you see a red light, you don't have to stop and solve a physics equation to decide what to do. You just hit the brakes. If someone asks you, "What is 2 plus 2?" you don't have to calculate it. You just know it's 4. That's Gear 1. It keeps us safe. It saves us energy. And it helps us navigate the world quickly. But then there is Gear 2. This is slow thinking. This is deliberate thinking. If I ask you to multiply 17 by 43 in your head, you can't just shout out the answer. You have to stop. You have to focus. You have to break the problem down into steps, carry the one, and hold the numbers in your working memory. It feels like work because it is work. It requires effort and logic. Now, make no mistake, the AI we have seen over the last few years, the chatbots that blew us all away, they have been incredible. But until very recently, they have been almost entirely stuck in Gear 1. They were designed to give you the next word as fast as possible. Think of them like brilliant improv actors. They always had a quick response, and it usually sounded good. They were optimized for speed and fluency. But because they were rushing to answer, when they faced a genuinely complex problem, like advanced math, coding logic, or scientific reasoning, they sometimes bluffed. They hallucinated. They got it wrong with total confidence because they didn't know how to stop and check their work. That is what the deep think shift is changing. With models like the new Gemini 3, we are effectively teaching AI how to shift into Gear 2. When you ask Gemini 3 a hard question in deep think mode, it doesn't just blurt out the first thing that comes to its digital mind. It pauses. It literally takes time to ponder. Let me give you an analogy. Think of this like planning a cross-country road trip for your family. The old AI would just jump in the car and start driving west, hoping it figures out where to sleep along the way. It's fast, but you might end up lost. The new Deep Think AI acts like a careful planner. It sits down with a map. It calculates the fuel needed. It books the hotels in advance. It checks the weather forecast. It creates a step-by-step plan, checks its own work for errors, and then gives you the answer. This is a massive step forward, because the hardest problems we face as a society, whether it's developing new medicines, tackling climate change, or stabilizing our economy, these are not fast-thinking problems. They require slow, deliberate, careful reasoning. They require Gear 2. By teaching AI to think deeply, we aren't just making a better chatbot. We are building a more reliable, thoughtful partner for human ingenuity. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep up with how technology is changing our world, please subscribe.